Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Let's get to it. Smoke News TV, where the truth gets revealed. Every headline getting peeled, every rumor getting grilled. Hip hop industry drama, every deal. If it's making noise, then you know I'm in the field. Smoke News TV. I sit back and wait on it. Cause the truth always rises when the smoke starts clearing. Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Breaking down the latest, every story got layers. Everybody got opinions, I'ma do the homework first. Looking past the captions, digging deeper than the surface. Cause every viral headline don't determine what the truth is. Beef, contracts, albums, interviews. Who's making power moves, who's just chasing views. Some call it gossip, I call it research. Connecting every dot before I give my first words. If it's solid, I'ma say it. If it's weak, I'ma call it. If I catch somebody moving funny, that's nasty work. Close Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Smoke News TV. We back in the. No bias over here. I just call what I see. Whether legends or the rookies, everybody gets reviewed. Culture over clout, that's the code I live by. Every episode, another conversation amplified. So yo, if you're rocking with the movement, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and hype your boy up. Every time the smoke rises, you already know where to pull up. Smoke News TV. We back in the building. This is Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Let's get to it. Smoke News TV, where the truth gets revealed. Every headline getting peeled, every rumor getting grilled. Hip hop industry drama, every deal. If it's making noise, then you know I'm in the field. Smoke News TV. I sit back and wait on it. Cause the truth always rises when the smoke starts clearing. Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Breaking down the latest, every story got layers. Everybody got opinions, I'ma do the homework first. Looking past the captions, digging deeper than the surface. Cause every viral headline don't determine what the truth is. Beef, contracts, albums, interviews. Who's making power moves, who's just chasing views. Some call it gossip, I call it research. Connecting every dot before I give my first words. If it's solid, I'ma say it. If it's weak, I'ma call it. If I catch somebody moving funny, that's nasty work. Close Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Smoke News TV. We back in the. No bias over here. I just call what I see. Whether legends or the rookies, everybody gets reviewed. Culture over clout, that's the code I live by. Every episode, another conversation amplified. So yo, if you're rocking with the movement, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and hype your boy up. Every time the smoke rises, you already know where to pull up. Smoke News TV. We back in the building.
Let's get some folks up in here, man. Shout out to everybody pulling up. Shout out to Space King coming out of Cali. Salute to Cali. Cali in the building. Let's throw it on West Coast up. Let's throw it on West Coast up for the Cali, man. Shout out to Cali, though, man. Much love out there in the West Coast. Salute to Nika Hatcher. You already know the vibes. Minnie Parker, what's going on? Dante, what's going on? Who this? Oh, Eugenia Brooks. What's going on, Eugenia Brooks? Salute. Appreciate the love, man. Smash that like button once y'all come in. Hot Rod, what's good, champ? Ty Hardy, what's good? You already know, man. Like, you know what I mean? Roll that shit up. You know the vibes. Well, if I'm pronouncing the name right, Jack, we got Jack, what? Jacko or some shit like that? Well, salute. I appreciate the love. We're going to call you Jacqueline. Some of these names be bugged out. OG Sean Dawn, you already know what it is, man. Tay, what's good, Tay? We got Sean Bless. We're going to call you Shawnee. Was it Shawnee Bless? Shout out to Shawnee Bless, man. You already know what it is. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. This shit bugged out. See, I was going to jump on early, but I said, man, I got to watch all the interviews, see what they, listen. First of all, let me say my condolences to the Wells family. Know what I mean? My condolences. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells. Your family's doing a fabulous, fantastic job by jumping on all these morning shows. They done did a press conference. I mean, we got all that. And it's heartbreaking because they don't believe none of that shit that the stories that they trying to tell Nolan parents. Nolan parents is straight flat out saying we don't believe none of that shit. That's exactly what they should have said, to be honest. They should have said that shit is some curse. We don't believe none of that shit because they know they son better. And fantastic job for what they did on hopping on all these platforms. I mean, from the morning all the way to afternoon. I mean, they've been flying around, jumping. I mean, in the car, they doing their thing because they're gonna find out the truth. And it's kind of crazy how the truth is starting to come out because we didn't hear about the key situation. Remember when his father went up there? I mean, his mom spoke about the key. His father had a better on story about it because his father is the one that walked up to the door and asked for his son key for the car and all that. And one of them was kind of acting shaky. A lot of new shit is coming out since the parents are talking now. So yeah, we got to talk about all this. Salute, salute, salute. We got Marlene in the building. We got Who Well in the building. We got Just Pitts in the building. We got Millie C in the building. Who else we got here? We got Jay Good in the building. You already know what's good, Jay Good. Definitely share the video. Hop in this live because we got to talk. I know sometimes I be jumping on early. People still probably be at work and all that. Man, just put your little AirPods on something. Nah, man, join the live, smash the like button because we got to talk about this, man. It's Friday, man. You already know. Tell you what's good. Yeah, they getting caught in their lies. That's a fact, Dante. They getting caught in their lies. The lies are starting to come out, boy. That's why I said we got to give a big shout out. Somebody actually put the kick on link in the chat. Follow me on Kick also. I don't know if my camera look kind of crazy. Let me see. Nah, my camera look good now. My camera look. It's my eye vision out this month. But yeah, make sure y'all follow me on Kick. I'm also live on Kick, so make sure y'all join me over there. We popping over there on Kick also, so join me over there also. Smash that like button, hype me up, subscribe. Y'all already know only thing I need is that like, that hype, and that sub. Share the video. If you want to donate, support the channel, there's a Cash App in the banner. You can also support and donate by the super chat. Get your membership, Team Smoke. There's all types of ways, man. Shout out to Colin Kaepernick. Yeah, shout out to Colin Kaepernick for stepping up. I was just about to bring that up. Gina, I was just about to bring that up. Colin Kaepernick is actually paying for the transportation, the move the body from Mississippi all the way to D.C. So shout out to Colin Kaepernick for still stepping up for the movement and still helping out families that don't got the money to do shit like that. Because like I said, a lot of families don't got the energy to do that. So you need some type of help. They got the Gold Fund. They got Colin Kaepernick. Oh, they're going to get some shit solved. They definitely is. Definitely shout out to Colin Kaepernick. That's a fact, huh? Nah, this shit nasty work, though. Let's get this copyright out the way. I'm trying to let more people join in. Yo, once y'all come in, smash the like button. We only got 28 likes. Let's get that up to 50. Come on, we got 24 likes, gang. Come on. I know I'm starting a little late. Let's get the intro popping once again so we can get some more folks in the building. What's going on, Tanisha? You already know the vibe. Salute, salute, man. Joanna, what's good? Let's get some more folks in the building. Smash the like button once you come in, please. I'm just starting now, so let's go though. Let's get this intro, man, started, man. Copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find it in my description on my channel. Everything that I speak on over here is absolutely for educational or entertainment purpose. Again, copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find it in my description on my channel. Everything that I speak on over here is absolutely for educational or entertainment purpose. The clips and the videos I play also owned by the original creators. Let's get some more folks in the building, man. Shout out to Terrell, man, for that $1.99 super chat. I appreciate that. I'm trying to figure out how they get in his phone. That part. We're gonna get to all that shit. Let's get some more folks in the building though, man. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate that.
Yeah. This is
Smash
truth
that
gets
like
revealed,
button for the
every
people
headline
that
getting
just coming
peeled.
in. For the people that just coming in. For the people that just coming in. Smash that like button, man. Yeah, these kids done effed up. Y'all done effed up, right? Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Yeah, little Stevie and all them, little Jimmy. Y'all know y'all effed up, right? Smash that like button once y'all come in the building. Do me that favor, man.
This is Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Let's get to it. Smoke News TV, where the truth gets revealed. Every headline getting peeled, every rumor getting grilled. Hip hop industry drama, every deal. If it's making noise, then you know I'm in the field. Smoke News TV. I sit back and wait on it. Cause the truth always rises when the smoke starts clearing. Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Breaking down the latest, every story got layers. Everybody got opinions, I'ma do the homework first. Looking past the captions, digging deeper than the surface. Cause every viral headline don't determine what the truth is. Beef, contracts, albums, interviews. Who's making power moves, who's just chasing views. Some call it gossip, I call it research. Connecting every dot before I get my first words. If it's solid, I'ma say it. If it's weak, I'ma call it. If I catch somebody moving funny, that's nasty work. Close Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Smoke News TV. We back in the. No bias over here. I just call what I see. Whether legends or the rookies, everybody gets reviewed. Culture over clout, that's the code I live by. Every episode, another conversation amplified. So yo, if you're rocking with the movement, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and hype your boy up. Every time the smoke rises, you already know where to pull up. Smoke News TV. We back in the building.
So, all right, man, let's get this show started, man. El Chapo, what up, champ? What's good, man? I feel like my goddamn, bro. I feel like this shit bright as hell. What the hell going on here, man? I feel like this shit bright than a motherfucker for some reason. Let me see how I look right here. This goddamn cameras, man. This shit be acting crazy sometimes. Word. Mid second, gang. There you go. Now we looking crispy. Yo, come on, let's get some more likes in the building, man. Cause these little niggas done effed up. Yo, go hard. He said it's your boy Go. Salute, Smoke. You already know. Go. I know who it is. Yeah, shout out to my nigga Go. Man, shout out to Go, man. He was there from day one when I used to go live, and there was only about 20 of us in the goddamn building. Right? Go about 15, about 10 of us in the building. But we made that shit happen in the beginning. So shout out to Go Hard for one of my day ones on this. He supported the channel from day one. You know what I mean? So shout out to Go, man. I know exactly who it is, Go. You already know the vibes, man. Salute, champ. Hope everything good with you and the family, too. El Chopper, yeah, they trying to get away with it. Them niggas done effed up. We got the family now. Yeah, them families say, oh, yeah, they was on their shit this morning. They drunk their little coffee. They said, yeah, it's time to go. We on 100 today. Pops wasn't playing today. They don't went on goddamn about 2-3 interviews this morning. We got all of them. I think about 2 of them. They did one with Michael Strahan and Good Morning New York over there. Shout out to them for doing the interview. And they did another Good Morning interview somewhere, I think, out there where they from. Then they did a press conference with Al Sharpton and Ben Crump. They on top of their game. They're not playing. They're not letting the story slide and just be railroad and just some type of narrative just gonna be spinning around. They're not tolerating that shit. And then there's a lot of shit going on. See, a lot of people was questioning how the hell. Shout out to OG Segment. Shout out to Raven, pardon me. Shout out to that girl, man. Salute. Hit that like button. Shout out to Minnie Parker. Yeah, but a lot of people was wondering, like, yo, how the hell they know shit missing from the cell phone? Nah, that wasn't the case. They know their son. Like I've been saying, when you know your son or you know your relative, you know they like to take videos a lot, Snapchat a lot. You know, they take little videos and pictures a lot, and then all of a sudden, that one day, they don't take not one video on a Snapchat. That's when Mama Dukes got that mama, you know, that mama feeling. Something wrong with my son and something ain't sitting right. Shout out to Mama Dukes, shout out to Mama Love over there because she explained it today. She said, yeah, I know my son. My son loved to take pictures and videos every day. Anywhere he at down there, he taking a video or picture. Which particular thing that an 18-year-old teenager do nowadays? Something normal. Sometimes it can be ignoring. I mean, if you got a kid nonstop taking videos on Snapchat and all that, well, that's what's Nolan. And for some strange reason, Nolan ain't post shit that day because they deleted it probably because she said it was something strange about that. They went on the phone, which they got the phone back. Shout out to her friend. Shout out to Mama Love friend. Oh, we're gonna get to all this shit. And they was able to reach to the 24-hour story on the Snapchat. This shit crazy, man. Shout out to Vegas, man. Vegas in the building. This shit's sad, bro. They was able to reach to the Snapchat. You know how you got the 24-hour story before it disappeared? Well, according to Mama Love said that they was able to get to that before it disappeared by the time they got the phone. Then you got Pops talking about, yeah, you know, I went up there trying to get the key to the car. The little nigga, you know what I mean? They up there acting kind of funny and all this. One of the little niggas was acting strange. And it was Jax. Pop said it was Jax. Jax is the one right here. This is Jax. Jax is the one with the long hair. In the press conference, Pop said that when he went to the house, whatever, Jax was acting like he was goddamn tired, just waking up, hair all wild, all this. He was the one that was acting like he couldn't find Nolan car keys. And then next thing you know, they found it when somebody else called and said Nolan left the car keys on top of his Xbox. I'm not making this shit up. This is what all the parents said this morning. So, like I said, y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Now you got Al Sharpton in the building, Ben Crump, you doing it. I mean, this is bigger than Carmelo. I told y'all this Carmelo 2.0. Because the difference between Carmelo's situation, that was an unalive Caucasian kid. May his soul rest in peace. I don't wish death on nobody, no violence, and none of that shit. So let's get that shit clear. Rest in peace to their family over there with Austin Metcalf and their family over there. But the thing is different over here is there's an unalive body that was laid out on an island. And the strange thing about it, they ain't find that body till Monday morning. That body should have been washed off. So that little strange moment is telling the parents, telling us, telling everybody that somebody was hiding that body for one day, all the way till Monday, and then they end up dumping the body there. Like, what's going on here? Because there's no way in the world that a body gonna be down there on the edge by the water in the middle of an ocean, Gulf of Mexico, aka Gulf of America, whatever y'all want to call it now. Man, that shit would have washed Nolan away. He would have been in the middle of the ocean somewhere. There's no way in the world. That's why his parents felt like they had his body somewhere and they held that shit and placed it there. And that's the possibility. That's the possibility. Because I said this yesterday. I said this the day before yesterday. Your body supposed to wash off, bro. If you laid out in the water or if he drowned or whatever. There's no way in the world your body gonna do a reverse. Oh, let me back my body up and lay my body down on the goddamn shore so everybody can find us. That shit don't happen like that. The only way your body gonna come up on shore if they place your body there. And everybody think them kids, well, allegedly young adults, they place the body back and put it in. Possibility. And what's crazy about this, there was a family that spent the night on the island that 4th of July. We need answers for them. Did they seen Nolan running around in the island? We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. You said they clean that boat that at night at the jump. Yo, that's the same thing. I was thinking Dante. Dante here with it. Let that shit marinate in their brain, Dante. Yeah. This shit happened on a Saturday afternoon. We're going to say late evening, going into the dark. We don't know. We all know that they giving the narrative, the Miss Your Honor over there. Hey, Miss Your Honor, your stepmother over there, according to her statement, she's saying that her son and the friends left at 4:30. Sundown don't go down to about what, 8, 9 now? It's summertime now, about 9 o'clock. So if your kids left at 4:30, Nolan had Dan there all day to be there. Nobody ain't gonna reach him. Nah, what happened was at the moment of the accident, well, I'm gonna call it an accident death, whatever. We ain't gonna say it was on purpose because we don't know the truth. Y'all hid that body. Went back over there, dropped that body off probably that same day, Saturday night. Or, y'all, matter of fact, y'all had to drop that body off alleged. Everything I speak on is alleged. Y'all had to drop that body off that same day. That same day. Because you know why? If that ain't go on the same day, you had to drop that body off on Sunday. When the coast was clear, that's when y'all dropped the body off. Remember, Nolan was laying there. He allegedly was unalive on July 4th. They didn't find him till that following Monday. Y'all do the math. That's plenty of time to clean the boat, bring the body back, set him up, do all that type of weird shit. Remind y'all, one of the mothers is a judge. One of the other kids, is father or mother, is a lawyer. Another kid, his father or mother is a high law enforcement. So we don't know if they're FBI or whatever they are. You don't think they possible of doing that? Hell yeah, they are. Facts, all facts. That's a fact. It's possible. They laid that body down. They brought that body right back. What the connects them kids got? Let me tell y'all something, man. Once them kids went back and told their parents try to allegedly cover that shit up, bro. They try to come up with a quick story, man. Or maybe the young adults, his fake friends, they might have tried to cover it up themselves. We don't know. They know that area more than anybody else. We not from that area, so they know when the coast is clear, jump back on the boat. Let's go drop the body off. There ain't nobody around now. They know all that shit. They've been living. They was born out there. They live out there, and they love the boats and them goddamn water down there in Mississippi. The way they be on it. Pause. So they know the little rafts, the little rivers, and which way to go, west, east, north, south, nigga. They know what to do. So who's would it say they ain't go back, drop the body off, boop, start heading back to land? That's exactly what happened here, bro. I don't care what nobody said, man. There's no way in the world that that body was found on Monday, but that body wasn't found that same day, Saturday or Sunday. Get the F out of here. Smash that like button. How many likes we got? We got 60 likes. Come on. We got over 100 people in the building. We only got 60 likes. Let's get them likes up to 100, gang. Do me that favor. Support the channel. Get your membership. Team Smoke. Smash the like button. Only thing I need is that like, that hype, and that sub, man. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I don't know what you're waiting on. And follow me on all platforms. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter X, Kick. Follow me on everything, man. Come on. Smash that like button. We only got 60 likes and there's over 100 people in the building. Come on, let's cut the shenanigans out over here. That's what I'm saying. Get them likes up, gang, before we continue. Let's get them likes up. Come on, gang. Pretty Mom, what's good? Let's get them likes up before we get to these clips and videos and all this shit. She said, exactly. I'm feeling and thinking the same way. They had to have that body for a day before it got found. That's a fact, Lady A. Lady, for real. That's exactly the way I think. Because how the hell, right? They went back, told the parents. Now the parents ain't got a boat to go out there, whatever. And I think you gotta wait, what, 24 hours to go? I don't know. I don't know how fast the searchers and all that went. But when the searchers and everybody went, they said they didn't see no goddamn body. They ain't see nothing out there. They had to have that body by the day, went back, did a reverse, spent the boat back, cleaned everything up, and they laid that body down. That's exactly what they did. Because like I said, these kids know. They know that they know everything, man. They was born and raised in that goddamn town. They know the water, everything, law enforcement, everything. And I believe, and I hope I'm wrong. I'm wrong. But when you got a family that's connected to the courthouse, connected to the law enforcement, connected to being a lawyer, come on. Who's with to say they didn't tell them, like, yo, this is what I got to do, or we're going to do it for y'all? Somebody moved that body. Somebody brought that body back to that island. We don't know if it was the young adults, or maybe they might have been their father. I mean, their uncles or somebody. We don't know. They might have got help. They had to have help. There's no way in the world. And with so many people on that island, nobody didn't see nothing. Come on, everybody was with this shit. Because it was one of them. That's the problem. When you down with your own, oh yeah, you got their back. You don't even know them. Oh man, oh yeah, we happened by accident. That's exactly what a lot of people gonna say, probably, whatever the hell they seen or what they didn't see. Well, all with damn near 50 people, but damn near 40 to 30, 50 people on that island celebrating 4th of July. Make it make sense, bro. Make it make sense. Let's get to the clip. How many likes we got? 67 likes and over 150 people. Hold up. We got to drop this intro.
Yeah.
Come on, smash the like button. There's over 120 people there.
This is Smoke News TV.
Come on, yeah.
We back in the building.
For the people coming in,
Let's get to it.
Smoke
News TV, where the truth gets revealed. Every headline getting peeled, every rumor getting grilled. Hip hop industry drama, every deal. If it's making noise, then you know I'm in the field. Smoke News TV. I sit back and wait on it. Cause the truth always rises when the smoke starts clearing. Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Breaking down the latest, every story got layers. Everybody got opinions, I'ma do the homework first. Looking past the captions, digging deeper than the surface. Cause every viral headline don't determine what the truth is. Beef, contracts, albums, interviews. Who's making power moves, who's just chasing views. Some call it gossip, I call it research. Connecting every dot before I give my first words. If it's solid, I'ma say it. If it's weak, I'ma call it. If I catch somebody moving funny, that's nasty work. Close Smoke News TV.
Smash that like button, gang.
We back in the bill. Smoke News TV. Yeah. We back in the. No bias over here. I just call what I see. Whether legends or the rookies, everybody gets reviewed. Culture over clout, that's the code I live by. Every episode, another conversation amplified. So yo, if you're rocking with the movement, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel and hype your boy up. Every time the smoke rises, you already know where to pull up. Smoke News TV. We back in the building.
Let's get them likes up. All right, man. Let's get these videos, man. Pardon me. Just sometimes I can't continue if we ain't got the right amount of likes. Like, come on, man. We got to get them likes up once we come in. For the people that just joined it, subscribe to the channel, smash that like, hype me up. Let's get to the first clip, though. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Now, this is one of the interviews they did in Good Morning. They did this with Michael Strahan, ex NFL player, Hall of Famer, and this one of their first trips. Like I said, shout out to the Wells family, shout out to your parents, Nolan Wells, because they on their 10 toes down on the concrete. They handling business. They ain't letting your death just wash off like that. So shout out to your parents who's doing what they got to do. And let's smash the like button, man. Let's continue. Shout out to Smoking Skulls over there in Kick, man. Make sure y'all go follow me on Kick over there also. Somebody put the Kick link in the chat so you can follow me on Kick also. We live on Kick also. Follow me on Kick. Well, let's continue. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's get this show started, man.
Second by second.
Day by day. Second by second and day by day. More on the mysterious death of Nolan Wells. We're joined by his parents, Christine and Elmore Wansley, as well as their attorney, Ben Crump. And before we get started, first off, I want to thank you for being here under these circumstances. I know how extremely tough it must be. And we can express how sorry we are for you and your family. And first question, how are you two holding up?
Taking it second by second.
Day by day. Second by second and day by day, which we all can understand. And I just want to ask you, the friends that Nolan traveled to Horn Island with, they say that he stayed behind voluntarily. Why would he stay behind?
That we cannot.
More on the mysterious death of Nolan Wells. We're joined by his parents, Christine and Elmore Wansley, as well as their attorney, Ben Crump. And before we get started, first off, I want to thank you for being here under these circumstances. I know how extremely tough it must be. And we can express how sorry we are for you and your family. And first question, how are you two holding up?
Taking it second by second.
Day by day. Second by second and day by day, which we all can understand. And I just want to ask you, the friends that Nolan traveled to Horn Island with, they say that he stayed behind voluntarily. Why would he stay behind?
That we cannot answer. I can't fathom why he would. Like,
I don't know why he would. We always taught him to, if you go with a group, you stay with a group. Even when he was in college.
Don't we always tell our kids when we young, whoever y'all go to the goddamn carnival with, festival with, high school game with, anything, you stay with that group and you come back with that group. Don't we always tell our kids that shit? Anybody got kids out there that's in high school, elementary, and they go to, y'all come back together, y'all leave together, y'all come back together. That part. So I believe Mr. Wells, his father's actually saying what he's saying. They taught their child how to do the right thing, bro. When you go with a group of people, you come back with a group of people. Straight up and down. You just don't come back by your goddamn self. Let's continue. Shout out to OG Segment over there on Kick also, man. I appreciate it for you following me over there. Let's continue, though.
He would say, Dad, well, if you go with a group, you stay with a group. Even when he was in college, he would say, Dad, well, we're going to ride down to a party or something in another city. Now, so I was out telling him, look, if you go with 5, you come back with 5. Do not separate from your group. Because I always said safety is in numbers. And he always said, yes, sir. So he knew to stay with his group. So why would he split from his group? I don't know.
So that would have been unusual for him to split from the group. And you said he would always check in with you. Did he check in with you that day?
so that day, no, I don't. But of course, too, they were on the boat, and usually when he is out there, which it's not uncommon, he's I think since last year he's been going there occasionally with his friends, and so it would always just be like.
Hello. So this ain't the first go around Nolan been there. So he been there last year with the same friends. You just heard Mom Dukes with the same friends. So he been up there before with these same individuals. Hello. Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Lil Steve and all y'all. Y'all know y'all effed up, right? Let's continue, man. Smash that like button for the people that just coming in and subscribe to the channel, man. Do me that favor.
Like, hey, Mom, I'm back, type of thing. But this time there was no call or text from him. It was from his friend.
And then, too, really didn't worry a lot about it because, it was his last weekend to have fun.
Yeah.
Because that Monday, he had to report to school. We was preparing to take him back for camp to prepare for the season. So, we're going to see. He wanted to have his last little hurrah before he locked down and get ready for the season. Because, like I said, the entire summer he's training. He got more serious. He started to understand what I was trying to tell him about football, not just being fun, but as you get farther in it, it becomes a business. If you want to excel, and you have to understand, and you have to understand both at the same time.
And we know, Ben, that you said that you're going to do an independent investigation.
Yes.
And you say you have Nolan's cell phone and messages were deleted. How could you tell messages were deleted?
Well, his parents.
Let's go. For the people that was questioning that on the last live, y'all smoke, but how they know his phone was deleted? That their phone was deleted. They don't work for Apple. They know their son. He be on Snapchat and all that type of shit. So when your son is always, or daughter always snapping shit, everywhere they go, hey, Mom, let's take a picture, snap. Taking pictures every goddamn 5 minutes or every hour, you know your kids. So when you don't see no videos, no pictures, nothing, something strange is going on. Let's continue. See, this is the key word. You have to know your kids. Because if you don't know your kids, bro, it's going to be hard for you to find out the truth when a tragedy, like story like this, that's going to happen, and you're trying to find the truth out. If you don't really know your kids. You have to know your kids and what they like, what they do, every moment, every routine, everything. Because if God bless anything ever happen, like a Nolan on Wells situation, you got to be on top of that shit because you know your child. And you got to find out the truth if something like that actually happened and it comes home. Then when you don't know your child, you're going to be like this. You're going to believe everything they telling you because you don't know your kid like that because you work too much, you're doing too much. Have to know your kids, man. So shout out to the Wells family for putting their foot on their goddamn neck. Let's continue.
So I got the phone back in.
How could you tell meth?
Well, it
See, I don't know about Life 360. El Chapo said that's a dope app. I guess that's another way of location sharing your location with your kids, whatever. This is my first time hearing about the Life 360 when they first brought this up. You know, we do the iPhone share location with our kids, know what I mean? All that shit. So I don't really know about this, but for her to bring all this up, like I said, once again, she know her kids. Somebody said, I got 360. Somebody said, too much technology. It's all about jealousy. That's the fact. Let's continue, though. Smash that like button. Shout out to El Chapo. Shout out to Slay. Shout out to Slay God, man. Sly God, man. Slay God, 304. Shout out to being blessed, too.
that he's back on land, like I'm not. He's like, it was different. It was showing everywhere. The phone had been like Snapchat.
This shit ain't adding up. That's why I said, y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Little Steve and all y'all, little Warren, yeah, y'all know y'all effed up, right? Come on, we got 98 likes, over 150 people on the build, over 140. Let's get them likes up, gang. And if you ain't part of the membership, grab your membership, Team Smoke. Try to be down with the membership or hit the subscribe button, be down with the channel, be down with the gang. Do me that favor, man. Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? I continue saying this from day one. How the hell that body didn't wash away? Y'all kept that body for a day. Y'all cleaned up that back end work, and y'all came back and dropped that body off and made it seem like he drowned and laid. I want to know how he was laying. I want to know if he was laid out like this, you know, legs out, arms out. I want to know how he was laying. Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Let's continue.
And that is the problem when you think about the history of Mississippi.
Yeah, so there's so many questions that need to be answered. And is there anything you'd like people to know about Nolan? What would you like them to know about your son?
No,
It's okay.
Nolan, take your time. Nolan was very loving. He was liked by all. It was not a friend that he couldn't make.
No, we'll be right back with more for the parents. Christina and Elmore Wansley, and I want you to please continue to tell us what you want the world to know about your son.
So people, like, he always wanted everyone to be included. He didn't want anyone to feel left out. I remember one of his teachers emailing us. I can't remember what grade he was in, but basically it was math class. They had a special needs student, and she asked a question, and Nolan got everyone to put their hands down because he wanted that student to answer. And so student.
Do me a favor. If y'all going to say some words like this, know what I mean, I'm going to have to tell you, misspell it. Know what I mean? Put some little some extra. Know what I mean? Don't spell it like that, because you know we can't say certain words on here. We don't condone that type of shit over here. But y'all can say it, but just say it in a different type of way if it's possible. Thanks.
The question, and she was like, Christine, the classroom, Nolan went crazy, and everyone else started going crazy, just celebrating that child, making them feel included. And that was the person he was. Like, he loved everyone. And I always told Nolan, like, you know, you have to be careful when you have such a big heart like that. I love that God blessed you with that, but you have to be careful with that, because, you know, that it's not always returned, that type of love. But he was just a genuine.
When you giving out love hard, boy, that's the problem. You heard his mom. His mom had a great heart, man. He always wanted to see others do better than him. And sometimes when you're getting that great heart to certain people, they don't appreciate that shit. They'll step on that shit, abuse it, or they might unalive you. And that's the type of situation we're looking at with Nolan. Let's continue. Smash that like button for the people coming in, man. Do me that favor.
A good person. Like, I always say, all the best parts of me. He was just genuinely a good person. Like, I always say, all the best parts of me are with him.
And Dad, anything else you want to add?
It's just, he's gonna be really missed. I know a lot of his teammates, they all look to him as a leader. He's more like a silent leader. Not real big on words, more on action, which is kind of like I was. I really wasn't real big on talking. I really wanted to show you, and you follow me, and people follow him, and it's gravitated. He put in the work. He worked hard, and he knew he was focused on what he wanted, and he wanted to make life better for, his family. He wanted to have his own family. He used to say, Dad, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. I said, well, son, you got to take it one step at a time. Slow down, let's go, let's walk this thing out. Let's train, let's sign our deals, let's make these teams, make these camps, put the work in, and everything else will work out. Even his baby brother, their bond got even stronger, because now I have a big brother that he's finna do something, so now I want to outdo that. So his focus and his confidence has got even better. So I was looking forward to both of them having outstanding years.
Seasons,
He seemed like he inspired in the home, and he inspired outside of the home. And Attorney Crump, where do we go from here? What's next?
Well, the deleted messages that Christina was going to briefly touch on, we want to get the phone and figure that out.
Backtrack on that. When we finally got his phone, me and my sister went through the phone. We went in his Snapchat. He had 2 accounts, absolutely nothing. It wasn't even 24 hours, which is how long videos and pictures stay in Snapchat. And I was just like, that can't be like.
You see? Y'all know y'all done effed up, right, little Steve? Hold up, y'all know y'all effed up, right? Y'all left that Snapchat up, and Mom Dukes went to that Snapchat, and this when she started doing the knowledge of her son. This when she started knowing who her son is. This when she started knowing exactly who her son is, because she know her son. That's a mom thing. They know their kids. And she like, hold, like you just heard, I just paused it. Hold up, smash that like button. We only got 112. There's over 150 people in the building. Let's continue with this shit. Smash the like button and sub and hype your boy up. You see the hype button, 3 dots on the side? Smash that hype button also. Let's continue with this though. She know her kid. Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Oh, y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Y'all took that body and tried to clean that shit up, allegedly. This shit is, it's heartbreaking, Tanika. Yeah, that's a fact, man. This kid wasn't no drill rapper, bad grades, you know what I mean? He's spinning the block, listening to King Von and all this. He wasn't none of that shit. They raised a good kid. That's what makes me sad about that. Because when you raised a good kid and a tragedy and a death like this happen, a tragic shit happen like this, come on, bro. That shit ain't fair. That boy put his trust on y'all bozo ass dudes over there. Y'all want to get loopy and shit, play little, and probably was doing a little snowflake. Y'all probably was doing that snow. Y'all was doing something. Y'all probably wasn't even doing that. Y'all was doing Miley something. Once they go drug test, you see, this what gets me mad. This one they effed up at. They should have drug tested them kids. Don't y'all agree? Hello. They should have drug tested them young adults. Because now how you going to find out there was drugs involved? By the time you try to drug test them, their goddamn system is clean. Hello. What y'all going to say? Nolan was the only one getting high? And they know their son not to do no drugs? Hello. Why we ain't drug test them niggas right away? Because I guarantee you they was high. And like I said, a tragic accident probably happened and they unalive on Nolan. That's what probably happened, or something else probably happened on purpose. We're going to get to all that. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share that video. Yeah, Dante, they should have drug tested them, but by the time they do that shit now, Dante, that shit washed out. The only thing they might find, a little bit of marijuana. What are you going to say? They tripped out of marijuana? Everybody's, that shit legal all over the goddamn place nowadays. We want to know about the other drugs they was doing, because if I'm lying, I'm flying. I guarantee you them little bozos was hired up off of something. I guarantee you they was. Let's continue, man. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video. Nah, I don't think they drug tested Austin Metcalf on old T-shirt. I don't think they did. Shout out to old T-shirt too, man.
I've seen Nolan whenever he snaps. Like when he goes and he's having fun, like he does videos. Like there was absolutely nothing, no saved videos. And even my sister was like, yeah, that's suspicious,
Michael,
you know.
We're having an independent autopsy done at the behest of his family. Colin Kaepernick helped pay for the independent autopsy. We flew his body up from Mississippi to D.C. because they wanted an autopsy done by a person with no interaction with the Mississippi law enforcement, because there's an issue of trust here that is really important. And the fact that they keep trying to say, well, suggesting it was a drowning, but nobody out there reported him drowning, it's not adding up, Michael Strahan. It is not.
We really appreciate all of you being here.
Like I said, shout out to his family, because after that interview, they went on and did another interview. Yeah, they on their neck, as they should. As they should. Talking about Nolan drowning, his body washed up on sand and all this. Body don't get found till a day and a half later. Make it make sense. Can't make this shit up, man. What we got in the chat before we continue? It's all holes in the story. Pause. That's a fact. That's a fact, being blessed. That's a fact. He said, check the boat out. That's a fact, Dante. That you see, and that's the shit that get me mad, Dante. Because by the time they do all that, that shit's already clean, spotless, all that. Everything. Everything gonna be spotless in there, unless you got some dark laser shit. You know, you get the dark thing, they can see blood and all that blue ray, that blue laser shit they be using to see if they can find little spots of blood. That's our best hope. Y'all know what I'm talking about when they put the blue little razor thing, little eye thing, they can see little spots of blood. That's our best chance. If they find a spot of blood on the boat and that shit is connected to Nolan, that's our best chance. But they should have been checked that boat, like Dante said. They don't let a whole goddamn week go by. But you know why, Dante? Because nobody got charged for a criminal charge. But remember, Dante, remember everybody in the chat. Remember when we first started, what the sheriff said? The sheriff said clearly, yeah, there ain't no crime involved in this. When you put the narrative right away on a homicide and you say there's no crime involved in this, now all of a sudden we're looking at this situation like it's no crime. That's why they ain't gonna search the boat. That's why they ain't do they damn job. They ain't do none of that shit. Because once the sheriff came out the next following morning and said there ain't no crime involved, why they gonna go search the boat for it? But there ain't no crime involved because they ain't got no evidence of it. No, that's the narrative y'all wanted to spin out because so y'all want to clean the evidence out. That part. Oh, let's say there's no crime involved, so we ain't got to clean the boat out and go check it out. By the time they go check the boat out, we better hope to God they can find a spot of blood that's connected to Nolan. We better hope that they can find a spot of blood that's connected to Nolan on that boat. Because by the time they get that boat, that shit done got Clorox, all types of shit. They done spot that shit out, man. And the first narrative that the sheriff said the day after, there wasn't a crime involved. How you know, Mr. Sheriff, when the body didn't even get to the medical center yet? You put a narrative out first and the body didn't even get to the medical center yet. They cleaned all that shit up, bro. They cleaned all that shit up, bro. That's why after they did it, they lawyered up. Yeah, let's go get these lawyers. They lawyered up after that. Them boys really was jealous of Wells. That's a fact. He definitely was, man. Let's continue, man. Let's get to the next interview that Wells family actually did, because they went from good morning to another good morning, and then after that, they did a press conference. Let's get to the next one, though. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video, man, and hype your boy up.
18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells. He didn't return with friends after a 4th of July boat trip to a Mississippi island. Wells' mother reported him missing that very night, but tragically, a few days later, his body was found. Now, there are a lot of questions about what happened to him, and his family is demanding answers. Nolan's parents, Christine and Elmore Wansley, and their attorney, Ben Crump, are joining us now in studio to talk more about this. Thank you both, and Attorney Crump, for being here under these especially difficult circumstances that no parent ever wants to live through. Christine and Elmore, can you help us understand what your understanding is of the timeline and what questions you both still have about what actually happened to Nolan.
So he basically, the night before, all the boys got together, stayed the night. 4th of July, they launched the boat. They went to the island, and that was that. I was expecting hey, we're back, like he normally does. Didn't happen. Get a phone call around 11, 4th of July. Hey, have you talked to Nolan? And I'm like, no, where is he at? So then my friend Tashima was so helpful in tracking his phone down because everyone was looking at the Snapchat location because all the kids follow each other. But I was looking at Life 360 and I'm like, well, I don't understand because I'm literally looking at his phone like it's at someone's house. So thankfully my friend did go grab the phone for us as we were kind of doing the other part of it, which was notifying, the local authorities, trying to figure out who we needed to speak to do the missing persons report, because I know that needs to be done as soon as possible, especially when we're talking about water. We wanted to make sure that we could try to find him, and that was the goal.
Who called you first initially, and how well do you know the people that Nolan was hanging out with that day? How familiar are you with them and their families?
So their families, we have not met.
Good question. That host asked her, Miss Wells, how you know they family? Like, what's the connection with y'all? Remember when the Miss Judge, Miss Your Honor? Yeah, I graduated with Miss Wells in high school. Remember when she put that statement out? Yeah, I graduated with Miss Wells in high school. I know her from high school. That don't mean you're friends with her since high school. Miss Your Honor, aka stepmother of one of the childs, one of Nolan friends. Miss Judge. Remember when she put that out there, gang? Why Miss Wells they say like, yeah, I know the judge, I know I know Miss Warren. That's one of the kids. That's one of the young adults named Warren. We're gonna call him Little Steve though, aka. Yeah, I know Little Steve, Mom. We went to high school together. We graduated. This is what the This is what the judge say. Miss Your Honor. Yeah, I know the Wells family. I graduated with them. My condolences to Nolan. But Warren left the island at 4:30. And Nolan decided to stay on the island. Oh, we really gonna believe that shit because you a judge, so we should believe your statement, huh? You got to be shitting me right now. And then you got Miss Wells saying that she really don't even rock with y'all. See, I'm gonna say it in the hood. I'm gonna say it in an urban way. The way Miss Wells saying, nah, I don't really rock with them. I don't really rock with them BI like that. Oh, them BI over there. Oh, I don't really rock with them. Nah, I don't really rock with them. I might have seen them and heard their name and all that, but I don't rock with them. The way that she put a statement out. Shout out to Miss Wells for saying that. But you said it in a professional way. You said it more in a professional way. What you need to do? Yeah, I graduated with Miss Wells back in high school. Yeah, I bet you did, right? Get your ass, man. If you don't get you, man, let's continue with Miss Wells, man.
So
That Nolan was hanging out with that day.
we could try to find him, and that was the goal.
Who called you first initially, and how well do you know the people that Nolan was hanging out with that day? How familiar are you with them and their families?
So their families, we have not met. So Warren was the one who made the phone call, and he did contact the Coast Guard as well, which I know there's some discrepancies now with that. But he did contact them, and I was going back and forth with the Sheriff's Department and the City of Ocean Springs. Who do we talk to? So then it turned into I had to contact DMR, and DMR took the information, but then reverted me back to Ocean Springs Police Department. So it's kind of like, where do we go from here? So Jackson County basically was like, hey, we're gonna take it over. We'll go ahead and do the report.
Well, the mother of one of the boys who was with Nolan apparently posted on social media that Nolan made a decision to stay on the island and then return inland later with another group of friends. Were you made aware of that plan beforehand? Is that something that Nolan would have done or would do often?
No.
No, he wouldn't. Nolan was always taught to stay with the group. If you leave with me, you come back with me. So that I don't understand. And with me being a parent, if I was in that situation, I would have told him, you're going to get back on this boat with me because I don't want to have to answer to your parents if something happened to you.
Right.
So you're going to get on the boat, and if you still don't want to get on the boat, someone give me a phone so I can make a phone call to get your parents on the phone so they can tell you to get on the boat. But at no time will I leave someone else's child especially on the island.
So you think
stranded.
he got left behind then?
Yes. I don't believe he decided to stay on the island by himself. It just doesn't, that's not his character.
Attorney Crump, you have a lot of questions about what happened, ranging from the fact that the police very quickly declared that they didn't see any evidence of foul play, but then said that they were now investigating, to the timeline, the idea of where the phone could potentially be. Help me understand.
Vlad, there are so many glaring contradictions, and that's why so many people all across America are chiming in saying this is not adding up. I mean, you have them saying he was talking to a young lady, and
Let me ask y'all a question. This is interesting what Playboy Ross said. Y'all think they actually tossed him off the boat, tossed him over the boat, thought he was going, God bless, thought he was going to wash off to the water? I think they probably did something like that, and when they found the body, I think them boys tripped out. I think them boys might have threw him over the boat, and his body ended up washing to the... That's a possibility. When you got God on your side and all that, the universe working on your side, that's a possibility. We got to look at that narrative, too. They might have threw him over the boat. Whatever incident happened on the boat, they might have threw him over the boat, and he might have washed off to the goddamn island. Pardon my language. God bless his soul. That's a possibility, gang. Shout out to Playboy Rob for saying that, because I was thinking about that, too, Playboy Rob. Yo, smash that like button, man. We got over 200-some people in the building, man, with 133 likes. Let's get up to 150 likes, man. Come on, gang. Come on. We got a couple more videos to go. Let's go. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you just joined it.
she said that he said, I'm going to get back on the boat with the boys. Well, the boys say he said that, no, I'm going to stay with her. I mean, which is it? And then on top of that, you talk about this video that's out there that shows this apparent argument going on where Nolan says, where's my freaking phone? What are you freaking doing? And then his phone turns up missing. I don't know any 18-year-old, if you go with their story that he said he was going to stay behind, I'm going to leave my cell phone behind. It's not adding up. And so those are the things that his mother and father are saying, we're not accepting this. He was a college athlete. He was in superb shape. And so he's a good swimmer. And you see the video of all those people out there. If he's drowning, nobody's going to help.
But the video that you're talking, sorry, Nano, the video that you're talking, go ahead.
I was going to say, you reposted that video. Now, the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, they are calling for people to send in any videos or anything that they may have seen. What are they communicating with you about the investigation and what they are getting from people?
They haven't communicated much at this point. In fact, his mother, as she said, they had to track down the cell phone, and she can talk about the deleted messages that are very concerning to her because it's relevant. All of it is relevant to finding out how Nolan Wells ended up dead.
Let me ask you really quickly on that video that you posted. Are you sure that that is Nolan's voice that we can hear on the video?
Well, and there are kids. Kids are talking, and kids are always talking that there was an argument. So we have independent investigators doing it, and we're getting.
So they got an independent investigator also. Shout out to Ben Kraut, man. Now, y'all know the video of them arguing. You know, we hear the argument going on. I was kind of curious about that also. Is one of the people that's arguing over there on the sand of the island is one of them people is Nolan arguing. So shout out to Ben Crump for doing that also, because now they got an independent investigator that's gonna do the voice auto sound. You know how they do the voice sound, or they're gonna go deep in the voice with the technology, the device. Oh, they're gonna find out if that's actually Nolan arguing with one of them fake friends and about his phone. Because we clearly hear the F-bomb in the argue in that video. We clearly hear that. Hey, man, get my F in. Somebody say, get my F phone. Is that Nolan saying that? because there's a lot of commotion going on, so we can't really pinpoint that's Nolan actually saying that, like Ben Crump said. But shout out to Ben Crump for getting that independent investigator, because they're gonna dig all in the audio technology device. They're gonna make sure they listen to that goddamn shit. And hopefully that's actually Nolan arguing with one of them people at that little gathering on the island where they actually say that's what the argument started at. Because I've been saying it since day one. When you clearly hear the video, the argument is not on the boat, it's outside of the boat. You can clearly hear that. Whoever recorded that argument that you hear the F-bomb and all this, that shit is not on the boat who the person is recording. That shit is outside of the boat. But the thing is, can we find out that's actually Nolan arguing with one of the people in that little gathering over there while they arguing? That's the key thing we got to find out. So shout out to the independent investigator that Ben Crump about to do. And we about to find out also, was Nolan arguing? That's the shit should be coming out by next week. After this weekend over, yeah, breaking news. Nolan was one of the guys that was arguing with one of the fellas on the beach. Yeah, that's exactly what's gonna happen. And bingo, there you go. Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Lil Stevie and them effed up. Let's continue, gang. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Share this video.
Independent autopsy.
Video that you posted, are you sure that that is Nolan's voice that we can hear on the video?
Well, and there are kids. Kids are talking, and kids are always talking that there was an argument. So we have independent investigators doing it, and we get an independent autopsy. Colin Kaepernick paid for his body to be flown up to Washington, D.C. from Mississippi because his parents have some distrust when you think about the history of Mississippi.
Oh, yes. And Christine, going back to that cell phone, you said you were able to recover it.
Yes.
So you saw clear signs that there were deleted conversations?
There were definitely concerns just because Nolan is always on Snapchat. He will be like, hey, mom, smile, you know, put a peace sign. Mm-hmm. So when me and my sister went through it, there was nothing.
There were
no saved videos. There was nothing in there. She went to the secondary account. There was nothing in there. And I know, you know, when kids get together for events like that, you know, they're snapping. They're making videos, taking pictures. And so I'm just like, where is it? Because it hadn't even been 24 hours when we started looking, which usually with Snapchat, it goes away once you hit that 24-hour mark.
Elmore, can you, for all of us who are so concerned about what happened here, just tell us a little bit more about your son. Who was he? What kind of man was he growing up to be?
He was very respected by the community. He was very respected by a lot of people. There wasn't a friend that he couldn't make. People gravitated to Nolan. That was just the type of person he was. He was I would say a silent leader when on the field and on the basketball court. People would follow his actions and not his words. I'm a person, I believe action is more important than words. You can tell me 1,000 times you love me, but show me you love me. Mm-hmm. If you are my real friends and I'm giving you this trust, you need to get it back to me by making me. Yeah. Making me get on that boat. It's 3 of them, and one of me. Yeah, we may tussle, but when we get back to the mainland, either we're gonna tussle some more, or we're gonna go party. So, and same with the adult. If that was your child, and I was the one there, you would have wanted me to make your child get back on the boat. So, it was a lot of bad decisions made. I don't think my son volunteered to stay on that island. I can't believe that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you both for being here. We're so sorry about this, and we hope that there's...
Terrible story, man. And I believe Pops, too. I don't believe he volunteered. Like, yeah, guys, I'll figure it out. I'm going to stay on the island. But see, when we get to the press conference, because remember, they was on a marathon today. Oh, they did 2 interviews, press conference. They did their thing today. We're going to get to the press conference, and come on, how you going to just say, you gonna say Nolan volunteered to just stay on the island. He was gonna jump on the boat with somebody else. As a father, I wouldn't believe that shit either because I'm not gonna leave my phone with y'all. And as a friend, why you ain't turn around and say, yo, Nolan, not for nothing. If you're gonna stay here, take your phone. You left your phone on the boat. Hello. Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Because Nolan's phone was on y'all boat. So y'all telling me y'all didn't realize his phone was on the boat? Let me tell y'all something. Them friends of his, they go fishing, they go boating, they do all that crazy shit. They know not to leave somebody on an island or any location by themselves without a phone. They know that themselves. So how did y'all gonna say that he just volunteered to stay there, but y'all didn't turn around and say, yo, bro, we got to give you your phone though if you're gonna catch the ride with the next friends. Remember the key word, others, because they like to throw the other friends, continue saying that shit. But we don't got no image of the other friends. We don't got no statement of the other friends that Nolan volunteered to go catch a ride with to get back to the land. Where's the others at? Where's the other friend? They ain't no goddamn other friend. Nolan ain't volunteered to stay there. Straight up and down. And I'm happy that his parents ain't actually believing that 52 fake out ass story and that fake narrative. He said, I got a question about the deleted messages. Hold on, let me see what's going on. Oh, yeah, we about to get to all that next, Giovanna. We about to, Vanna, we about to get that, we about to get to that next. That's the press conference that he was talking about the keys. We about to get to that right next. That's what I'm saying. They effed up. They know they done effed up, man. Smash that like button for the people that just coming there, man. We got over 200 some people in that building. Continue smashing that like button. Subscribe to the channel, man. Let's get to the press conference. Because this the one that's interesting.
Say thank you, everyone, for being here. This is not how I wanted the world to meet my son, but here we are. So, as you know, I'm Christine Wells Wansley. I am Nolan Wells's mom. And Nolan is the kindest soul. He never met a stranger. He loved everybody. He didn't care if you were black, white, purple, green, looked like a marshmallow. Like, he just wanted everyone to be in peace with one another. He loved life, and God gave him this big heart, which always scared us. Me and his dad had conversations with him all the time, not just about the importance of understanding our history as Black people, but also the importance of how you have to move in certain spaces. And it's not us being, feeding into racism or the stereotypes that comes with that. Unfortunately, that is just a matter of fact. There have been many cases, many instances that shows it's unfortunately a pattern that he did not like. He did not like that there was so much division, and I think that's why God gave him us. He was really a peacemaker. He wanted, like I said, everyone to be included. He never wanted to leave anyone out. He just, even at a young age, I don't know, he was, how old was he? 18. No, not 18. When he was a baby. He did little deals. So his father and I were having a moment. And as couples do, and even in that moment, he runs in the room with his diaper on, of course, and he starts dancing. Because it was like he could feel the tension. He could feel that something wasn't right. So he was just a special kid. Like, he was a special kid, but again, just heart was so big. And and we're gonna miss him dearly. But we are grateful, especially to our friend Tashima, who actually was one of the people who helped us that night. She went and picked up his cell phone from where it was, and then provided that to us, because we of course contacted authorities to figure out who to do the report with, whether it was the county or the city, which then turned into DMR, who I contacted immediately from there. And but
Can you tell them how you got the cell phone?
so our friend actually, when I called her, Nolan is best friends with her two sons, Jalen and Javon. When I called her, I said, Tashima, have you seen Nolan? He's missing. No one has seen him. No one has talked to him. The boys were actually with her sons. So they opened up their Snapchat, because a lot of the kids do have their locations where they're tracking one another. So one of the boys says, well, it's showing that, I can't exactly remember what his location was showing, but my Life 360 location was showing something completely different. It was actually showing that his phone was like he was on land. And so we ended up, she received the phone from that parent, and then we met up where his car was, which was at.
Key word. She received the phone from the parent. So her friend, shout out to her friend. When she said that her friend went out, her friend was the one that got the phone. So a parent actually gave the phone to her friend. We don't know what they did to that phone, bro. Because let me tell you something. Some people probably thinking like, well, how the hell they unlocked the phone and all this? If he had a on thumb thing, or he had a face recognition, they could have easily just did that while he was unalive. They could have easily just did the face recognition while he was unalive and went all in his phone and tried to delete anything possibility quick before they hand the phone to his mother friend. So a parent, not a young adult, not none of his friends, hand the phone to her friend, meaning Miss Mama Love. Mama Love got the phone from her homegirl. One of their parents handed the phone to her homegirl. Her homegirl came to the house with the phone and handed it to Mama Love. A parent hand you that phone? I wonder which parent handed her the phone, to be honest. Was it a judge? Was it the mother that's a judge? Was it her that handed you the phone? Oh man, because let me tell you something. If that woman hand Mama Love friend that phone and it come back that somebody tampered that phone and deleted some shit, oh, that judge over there, aka the stepmother, the mom over there, she got a lot of explaining to do. Let's continue.
Showing, but my Life 360 location was showing something completely different. It was actually showing that his phone was like he was on land. And so we ended up, she received the phone from that parent, and then we met up where his car was, which was at a separate location. There were issues obtaining the key, but even so, there's just a lot of.
Tell them about what happened with the key.
So I'm gonna let my husband tell you about that, because he actually went up to the door to get the key, because at that point, I was just not in my right mind. This has just been an awful situation, just terrible.
Elmore Wansley, the father.
Now the father gonna speak about the time that when he came to the house. Now Pops pulled up. Pops pulled up with his other sons, everything. Oh yeah, the young ones, the YNs, Nolan little brothers and all. Oh, they was in the car too. Pops went to the door by himself though. He gonna explain all this shit. And what he's gonna say is one of them was acting very suspicious. The one with the long hair. I think they call him Jax. Jax, whatever. Just the one right here. If y'all don't remember, let me show y'all. Bingo. So the one that the dad said that the one that was acting weird, all of a sudden he woke up, his hair was all out of control. He had long hair. The only one got long hair in this picture is the one on the right. The one that's on the right there, that's next to Nolan. And he said he was acting very suspicious, acting like he just woke up, everything. And act like he couldn't find the key at first. Peep this shit out. This shit nasty work, gang. They covered this whole shit up.
Okay, so the situation with the key. When we got to the house, a few of his friends, they were already there. And they were at the door in the house, asking questions. So when I walked up, they were getting, things were getting kind of intense. So I turned to them and told them, I need you guys to calm down. I don't do this to me right now. I need them to kind of trust me so they can give me something. So I was able to calm them down. So the guy, he's in one of the pictures, but he came out of the room, half asleep or whatever, I think Jax or whatever. And I said, look, I'm Nolan's father. I'm here to get his keys so I can get his car. I said,
His car was in the yard.
His car was parked in the yard. So he was like, I don't know, man. Nolan's like my brother. I said, well, if Nolan was like your brother, would you please go in your room and see if you can find my son's keys so I can take his car home? He walks off, 2 or 3 minutes, come back. I can't find the keys. I said, okay. So at that point, I get the boys and I get to move them out the house because I didn't want them to go into the house and start tearing up these people's houses because there'd never be a hole in the situation. So we walk outside by the car.
You heard him. He said he had to calm the boys down, meaning his other sons, because the sons was going to come in that house. They was going to put hands and feet on them boys. His sons, Nolan brothers. Let's continue.
Car. Was like my brother. I said, well, if Nolan was like your brother, would you please go in your room and see if you can find my son's keys so I can take his car home? He walks off, 2 or 3 minutes, come back. I can't find the keys. I said, okay. So at that point, I get the boys and I get to move them out the house because I didn't want them to go into the house and start tearing up these people's houses because there'd never be a hole in the situation. So we walk outside by the car. One of the guys that was in the house with us, he was on the phone with a girl, and the girl told him that Nolan's keys were on top of this Jax guy's Xbox in the house because apparently she was there with him earlier.
That's got to be Katie. Y'all remember the narrative? There was a Katie involved in this, right? Y'all remember that? Yeah, we seen her walked off with Katie, and then he just told us that he was going to stay on the island. That was their narrative. So that's got to be Katie that actually called whoever who was in the house and told Pops like, yo, the last time that Nolan left his keys, that we was there, he left his keys on top of an Xbox. So let me ask y'all a question before we continue. An Xbox is big as hell. Number one, pause. It depends which one you got, the XS or you got the other one, the black one. Your key's gonna be right there. You told me that little Jax went upstairs and act like he couldn't find the keys when the keys on top of the Xbox. You was up there looking for 2 or 3 minutes. You must be high out. You must have been high out to your goddamn mind. Because you know why? Allegedly. And everything I speak on is alleged. Because his father said you came out acting like you was asleep. You looked like you was all sweating, hair all out of control. That's this one right here. When he said hair, he's talking about Jax. He's talking about this one. He's talking about the one with the shades on right here with the long hair. He's the only one with that long ass Brad Pitt hair, whatever. He must have been, he probably was high out his mind and panicking. And you couldn't find them keys on top of that Xbox. It took Katie, allegedly, I'm only assuming, because he said a female called them and told them that, no, last time I seen the keys, they was on top of an Xbox. Yo, Katie, man, we need you to talk, man. You got a lot of questions to answer, Katie. If that was you that called them and told Pops that the keys on top of the Xbox, you got a lot of talk. You got a lot to be talking right now. You got a lot of questions to answer, Katie. If that was you calling in. You can't make this shit up, gang. Let's continue.
So he goes back up to the door by himself to the house and started tearing up these car home. He walks off, 2 or 3 minutes, come back. I can't, I'm here to get his keys so I can get his car. I said, he's like,
his car was in the yard.
his car's parked in the yard. So he was like, I don't know, man. I know it's like my brother. I said, well, if Nolan was like your brother, would you please go in your room and see if you can find my son's keys so I can take his car home? He walks off, 2 or 3 minutes, come back. I can't find the keys. I said, okay, so at that point,
I'm sorry I'm pausing this game, but shout out to Sheba for saying this. I think they was trying to do the same thing, Sheba. I think that if that whoever that girl that called in why Pops was there, lucky she called. Say that girl would have never called, gang. Say she would have never called. They was gonna try to move that goddamn car. Shout out to Sheba, because I thought about that. Yes, I said, yo, why they keep bringing up a key? I'm thinking they talk about a house key or some shit. But, today they broke it down. They said they was trying to get the key of his car because the car was parked in their yard. Hello. So, Mr. Jax over there, Brad Pitt over there, little Stevie over there, you want to act like you can't find the keys all of a sudden, huh, champ? If it wasn't for that girl that called in, whoever the anonymous call, whoever that girl is, we assuming it's Katie because that's the only girl we've been hearing. Shout out to her for keeping this shit 10 toes down. They was going to move that goddamn car if that person would have never called in. Bingo. Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? They done effed up. Let's continue, man.
I get the boys and I get to move them out the house because I didn't want them to go into the house and start tearing up these people's houses because there'd never be a hole in the situation. So we walk outside by the car. One of the guys that was in the house with us, he was on the phone with a girl, and the girl told him that Nolan's keys were on top of this Jax guy's Xbox in the house because apparently she was there with him earlier. So he goes back up to the door by himself, and 5 minutes later, the keys come out. So now I feel like you done lied to me. So now I'm really like in distrust with you. But as far as their night goes, if I knew anyone who had a boat, I would have went out that night looking for my son. We tried, but I don't have friends with boats. But if I knew someone with one,
You know why? Because black community, we don't go out there in that goddamn ocean. We don't play with that ocean. We ain't out there like, hey, Ray, let's go in the water, man. Yeah, we gonna go out there and go fish and drink some yak and some Hennessy, whatever, nigga. Hey, yo, Jose, nigga, bring some of that Patron, nigga. We going out there, nigga. Niggas don't do that shit, B. Oh, shit, yeah. Yo, shout out to Pops, man. He clearly said, man, listen, if I had a boat, nigga, I would have been out there looking for my goddamn stuff. You know why he had no boat? Because that man ain't playing with that goddamn ocean. The Gulf of Mexico or the Gulf of America, whatever you want to call it. Shout out to Trump, because, he trying to switch the name up. But anyway, his friends don't even got a boat. And they from down there. Them niggas is from there. They don't even got a boat. So that tells you right there. We don't play with that water. I know I don't play with the ocean. I've been saying this. You been following me? I don't jump on no goddamn cruise shit. Don't invite me for no cruise shit travel, 2 weeks, none of that shit. I'ma say no. We going to a resort, nigga. Regular resort, we can have fun there. I ain't going in the middle of an ocean. That's just not my thing. And a lot of people feel the same way. And shout out to Mr. Pops over there because I think he feel the same way. He don't mess around with that goddamn water. He don't mess around with that ocean. Because he don't own the boat. And he's from Mississippi. Hello. And then he added his friends in. None of my friends ain't got a boat either. They ain't their goddamn thing. They ain't out there on the island on the 4th of July to celebrate. You know what they was doing on the 4th of July? They was doing a goddamn cookout in back of their goddamn house. That's what they was doing on the 4th of July. We ain't going on no goddamn island. Yeah, everybody pack up. We going to the island. Go get drunk as hell and somebody bug out there. Nah, we don't do that shit. We're going to stay right in the backyard, send the invites, bring what y'all going to bring, and we're going to hear some music and play cards and do other things, nigga. That's what we do. Play a little Madden, whatever, nigga. If you got an Xbox or PS5. We don't go out in the middle of a goddamn ocean. We don't do that type of shit. I know I don't. You better than you never in your goddamn life talking about, yo, Smoke. Yeah, man, what you doing this weekend? Come out here in this island, out here in the water with me. We're going to get some yak and all that. I'm going to look at you like you done lost your rabbit-ass mind. I'm like, man, boy, you crazy, nigga. I ain't going out there, nigga. You crazy? Hell no. We going to a sports bar, nigga. We going to your house, nigga, in the backyard, nigga. That's what we going to do, nigga. Niggas is bugged out. That's why his father said that. You see, it's a sad story, but you know, I'm entertaining, so I try to bring a little entertainment to this shit. Because when I catch the words and catch the things that they say, I put a bingo to it. Boom, there you go. He don't own a boat, and his friends don't own a boat. Because they would have been went out there to go try to find his son. Like any other father would do. I don't even care if you don't even know how to ride that shit. Nigga, you got a boat, we going out there, nigga. We gotta go find my son. Them niggas don't even own a boat. That tells you they don't play around with that goddamn water, allegedly. Come on, man. This shit is bugged out. Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Little Stevie and y'all know y'all effed up, right? Let's continue, man. Shout out to Pops, man. For real. Shout out to Pops, though, man. My condolences.
I would have went out that night. Now, I'm really like in distress with you. But as far as that night goes, if I knew anyone who had a boat, I would have went out that night looking for my son. We tried, but I don't have friends with boats. But if I knew someone with one, I would have went out that night. And it so happened that his coach saw all the stuff on Facebook that next morning and called and contacted me at like 5 in the morning, asked me, did we want to go out? And I told him yes. So within an hour, he was at the dock. We met him, and we went out. We docked the boat, got out the boat, walked on the island, walked a pretty nice stretch, came back, got back on the boat, went around the island, looked, came back around, and where we went.
I want y'all to hear this shit clearly. They got off the boat, went on the island, walked around, did this, They didn't even find their son yet. Hear this shit clearly, man. Tell you, it's a whole cover up. Allegedly.
Went to the contacted me at like 5 in the morning, asked me did we want to go out, and I told him yes. So within an hour, he was at the dock. We met him, and we went out. We docked the boat, got out the boat, walked on the island, walked a pretty nice stretch, came back, got back on the boat, went around the island, looked, came back around, and where we went to, that's where apparently they say that his body floated up. I don't know a lot about water currents or whatever, but I would think that we would have saw his body. Mm-hmm. And
That's a damn shame. I'm over here muted, man. Yo, man, you know what, man? I'm trying to tell. I'm over here screaming to my goddamn self, gang. My bad. Hey, yeah, I'm telling you, that's that Zaza. But anyway, anyway, that's that Zaza. Zaza. Nigga done talked to himself about a whole 60 seconds. You see hands swinging and everything out this motherfucker. I'm over here being animated, hangs and swinging and everything. I'm I'm over here talking to myself about 60 seconds, man. I'm telling you, that's that Zaza. I'm telling you, man. But anyway, like I was saying, gang, oh man, I'm bugged out sometimes. And that's why y'all rock with y'all boy, though. Smash with that like button. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video. Do me that favor, man. There's about over 200 some people in the building. But how the hell you land on there? You don't find your son, number one. They tell you the location where you actually was partying, kumbaya, whatever you was doing, but the pops don't find a body there. That doesn't make no sense. A day and a half come by, then y'all find a body. Come on, make it make sense. Even Ben Crump is like, man, even a blind man could see that. Come on, man, that doesn't make no sense. That body would have been washed off in the middle of a goddamn ocean, man. His soul rest in peace. That's why his father said that shit. He said, I don't know nothing about no water, but I know goddamn well if y'all gonna tell me my son supposed to be here, why his body not here? This shit is crazy. And I don't want to believe that his body was just floating in the water, may his soul rest in peace. And you telling me his body did a reverse, came back to the land? It doesn't work like that. If that body in the middle of the ocean floating, that shit gonna continue floating, bro. That body gonna continue floating. It ain't gonna bust a reverse and bust a U-turn, but like, let me get back to the land all of a sudden. Nah, the body ain't gonna do that. That's why when his father said that, he make a lot of sense, like everybody else making sense. It's a big cover up, allegedly. Let's continue though. Hey man, I done talked to myself about a whole goddamn 60 seconds, but let's get to the pops though, man.
The trip there was a family that stayed the night on the island. Built stuff on Facebook that next morning and called and contacted.
Now I want y'all to peep this out also, pardon me. There was a family that spent the night on the island. Let that marinate into y'all brain. There was a family. Hey, little Jimmy, Stevie, yeah, go get the tents. We're going to spend a night out here tonight. We're going to look at the stars and moon. There was a family that spent the night on the island. Yeah, go get the tent. We're going to stay out here tonight. We're going to look at the stars and moons. And we're going to be in the middle of an island. And we're going to cook up some marshmallows. And y'all didn't see Nolan at all that whole night? The family that stood there? And who is the family that spent the night there? Let's continue.
Contacted me at like 5 in the morning, asked me did we want to go out. And I told him yes. So within an hour, he was at the dock. We met him and we went out. We docked the boat, got off the boat, walked on the island, walked a pretty nice stretch, came back, got back on the boat, went around the island, looked, came back around, and where we went to, that's where apparently they say that his body floated up. I don't know a lot about water currents over there, but I would think that we would have saw his body. Mm-hmm. And on the trip there was a family that stayed the night on the island, like actually tented out on the island. So if he was left, he would have saw that family on the island, and it was 2 of the boats docked, so he would have had help. So I don't know. I don't know. I think we stayed there for like an hour and a half. That's when Jackson County and the Sheriff Department showed up, and they were going to do their rounds. And I had a classmate of mine, him and his 2 boys, they came out and they searched, and then they got back in touch with me and said the Coast Guard had finally showed up in airplanes. So
What is so critical, what Elmore is saying is they went out on Sunday, and the tide, if it brought his body up, he went missing on July 4th, as they say. His body should have been there on July 5th. Why would it not appear to July 6th? And that's one of those things that's just not adding up. And the fact that if he stayed behind on the island, there were boats there, there were people, somebody had to see something. That's why it's not adding up. And that's That's what they're saying. It's just not adding up.
And if he was there 2 days, somebody on the island would be able to verify that. 2 days and nobody's come forward and say, no, he was with us, or no, we saw him. It just does not make sense. Make it make sense.
Talk this shit, Reverend. Talk this shit, Sharp. Talk this shit, Sharp. That man's still living, right? But he does make sense, though. If a family spent the night there on the island, they got the tents out. Yeah, little Steve, go get the tent. We're spending the night. They're spending the night there. Say Nolan decided to stay there. You telling me he never walked, he never like seen them people, or them people never seen Nolan? Make it make sense. Them people had to see Nolan if he volunteered to stay on the island longer. Look, I mean, before his friends left, because his friends, according to the judge, the mom, her son and the friends on the boat left at 4:30 p.m. And remember, I screamed on the video yesterday about that. I said, how the hell you know? You wasn't even on the island to say that your son left at 4:30. But like I said, she's going to take her for her son, right or wrong. Okay, I understand that. As a parent, you're going to take her for your son, right or wrong. But to throw a timeline is ridiculous. So you telling me that a family spent the night there, Nolan went with others. Remember, I'm breaking this shit down. Remember, they say, yeah, Nolan said he's going to volunteer to stay there and come back to the land with other friends. So we got the others. And you got a family that spent the night on the island. How the hell nobody ain't see this young man? How? Especially the family that spent the night cooking marshmallows and shit like that overnight. How the hell they didn't see Nolan? Steve, go get the marshmallows. We cooking over tonight. How the hell they didn't see Nolan overnight if he's still on the island? That's the way his father think. He's thinking like a regular person. He's thinking like us. He said we seen people there with tents. They spent the night. They spend the night, gang. Let me ask y'all a question. Y'all think the people that spent the night actually got something to do with Nolan being unalive? I'm just throwing that theory out there. But I don't think so, though. It's a cover up. You got a family that spent the night. Nobody didn't see Nolan. From July 4th, 4:30 p.m. Remember, they left at 4:30 p.m. because they had technical mechanic problems, whatever. So they left. So from 4:30 p.m. and on, and when they spent the night, you telling me that family did they come across Nolan? They had to come across him if you're gonna spend the night on the island. Because for you to spend the night on the island, that tells me y'all did that shit multiple times or y'all did that shit a couple times. Ain't no family just gonna decide, yeah, we're gonna spend the night on the island tonight. This is our first time. They ain't gonna do that. You got to be comfortable for you to even do some shit like that, to sit in the middle of a goddamn ocean 10 miles away from land. Can we all agree with that? You got to be comfortable doing that. You had to do that shit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. How many times you did that? So you know the ropes, you know everything about that island, whoever that family is that spent the night that night, according to Pops. Because Pops said there was a family that spent the night there. They had tents. And they had 2 boats on the dock sitting there so they could leave Sunday goddamn morning. Pops just said this. It was tents and 2 boats. Hello. Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? And then we got the other part. We thinking that I ain't gonna say kids because they adults. We thinking that the young adults hand the phone to Mama Love, meaning Nolan mom. No. It was a whole different theory about that when Mama Love came out and started talking today. The phone got handed by Mama Love friend by a parent. So now we got a parent that handed the phone to another individual. That's Mama Love friend. We don't know what that person did. We don't know who the parent is because Mama Love didn't mention who the parent was. But Mama Love friend knew who the parent is. I'm thinking it's the judge, to be honest. I put money it's the judge that handed that phone to Mama Love friend. Now we got an island, people spending the night overnight, and nobody ain't come across Nolan. Make it make sense. Like Reverend on Sharpton said, make it make sense. You got old head Reverend Sharpton, nigga. That nigga said, make it make sense. Ain't no way in the world you spend the night on that island and y'all didn't come across Nolan. Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Let's continue, gang. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's get 18 more likes to hit 200. Do me that favor, man. Because we over here breaking this shit down the best way we could and our way. That part. Subscribe to Smoke News TV and follow me on Kick also. Shout out to Smoking Skulls over there on Kick. Somebody dropped that Kink link. One of my mods in here, whoever in here, dropped the Kink link in the chat. And any disrespectful y'all see in the chat, your mods, knock them up out of here, man. Y'all already know. Smoke them out of here. Okay, I see you, Rock. Shout out to my boy, Rock.
Just one last thing. We want her to talk about.
And if he was there 2 days, somebody on the island would be able to verify that. 2 days and nobody's come forward.
Just not adding up. And the fact that if he stayed behind on the island, there were boats there. There were people. Somebody had to see something. That's why it's not adding up. And that's what they're saying. It's just not adding up.
And if he was there 2 days, somebody on the island would be able to verify that. 2 days and nobody's come forward and say, no, he was with us, or no, we saw him. It just does not make sense. Make it make sense.
Just one last thing.
For the people that just joined in, let me push it back to the part that the father said that it was people that actually spent the night on the island. That's the key thing. That's the key right there. The people that spent the night on the island, what the hell did they see? Did they come across Nolan? Anything. The people that spent the night on the island. That's a very key goddamn evidence in this case.
There were boats there. There brought his body up. He went
their rounds. He would have saw dead family on the island, and it was two. His body floated up. I don't know a lot about water currents over there, but I would think that we would have saw his body.
Mm-hmm.
And on the trip there was a family that stayed the night on the island, like actually tented out on the island. So if he was left, he would have saw dead family on the island, and it was two of the boats docked, so he would have had help. So I don't know. I don't know. I think we stayed there for like an hour and a half. That's when Jackson County and the sheriff department showed up, and they were going to do their rounds. And I had a classmate of mine, him and his two boys, they came out and they searched, and then they got back in touch with me and said the Coast Guard had finally showed up in airplanes. So
what is so critical, what Elmore is saying is they went out on Sunday, and the tide, if it brought his body up, he went missing on July 4th, as they say. His body should have been there on July 5th. Why would it not appear to July 6th? And that's one of those things that's just not adding up. And the fact that if he stayed behind on the island, there were boats there. There were people. Somebody had to see something. That's why it's not adding up. And that's what they're saying. It's just not adding up.
yes.
And if he was there 2 days, somebody on the island would be able to verify that. 2 days and nobody's come forward and say, no, he was with us, or no, we saw him. It just does not make sense. Make it make sense.
Just one last thing. We want her to talk about the cell phone deleted messages. I'm sorry. I thought my voice was loud enough. One last thing. We want to have Christine talk about the cell phone from her perspective before they tell you who Nolan was, and then we'll take your questions.
So when we made it home, my sister and I actually went through Nolan's cell phone, particularly Snapchat, because that is so popular with the children. And when we opened it up, there was nothing.
Here we go. This the part when I be saying when a mama know her son, when a parent know her son, when the son is always on Snapchat, location, snapping shit. Yeah, mom, do this dance. I know this dance. You know, they got all them childless dances they be doing nowadays and shit. You know, I can't do that shit. My knees hurt, nigga. I'm too old. I'm saying my daughter, I mean, she be killing that shit. I ain't gonna hold you, know what I mean? I be like, man, listen, I can't do that. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's your little error. But anyway, when a parent know their kid, this is the key evidence that you actually gotta have. This is the key evidence that make everything fishy because you know your child. Let's go, mama love. Let's go, mama love. Yeah. And shout out to her friend that went on a mission and got the phone for her from another parent of Nolan fake ass friends that he went on a trip with. And may his soul rest in peace. That part. Because y'all some fake homies, man. Because like I said, before we continue, what's the infamous picture? What's the infamous picture I like to show y'all all the time? Where's the infamous picture? Right here. Yeah, let me show y'all the infamous picture I like to show all the time. If it was little Stevie, Stevie would have made it home. That's what gets me mad. We laughed about it. We cracked jokes about this. But if that was little, if it was the other way around, little Steve right here, that nigga would have made it home. Let's continue. Nah, we don't do call-ins over here, Glenn Simpson. I'll do pull-ups soon. Pause. I'll have that soon.
Nothing. There were no saved pictures. There were no Nolan's cell phone, particularly.
Her perspective before they tell you who Nolan was, and then we'll take your questions.
So when we made it home, my sister and I actually went through Nolan's cell phone, particularly Snapchat, because that is so popular with the children. And when we opened it up, there was nothing. There were no saved pictures. There were no snaps from that day. And we did open it before the 24-hour expiration. So we found that very concerning, only because anyone who's ever been around Nolan will tell you at social gatherings, he's taking videos, he's taking pictures, he's even come up to me when I'm getting ready to go to bed, hey Ma, come on, take a picture of me. You know, like he just, that was Nolan. So that's why we feel that things may have been deleted, was because of the fact that there was nothing in either one of his accounts. But I do want to say this. I would hope that any parent who, God forbid, would.
Hey, monitors. Get whoever is called Scissor out of here, man. Get him out of here. Hey, Ma, somebody block Call Scissor tapes. Get him out of here, bro. We ain't gonna tolerate this fake story, fake news shit. We ain't gonna do all that because I know when fake news and fake stories is out. And this ain't no fake news and fake stories. So get Cough Scissor tapes out of here. Yo, mods, get them out of here, man. Smoke them out of here, snipe them out of here, get them out of here, bro. We ain't gonna tolerate that.
Would be in our situation, I would hope that you would do the same thing. I would hope that you would ask for any help, receive any help to get answers, because at the end of the day, that's all we want. We just want to know. We just want to know what happened and why our baby didn't come home. Like that's our biggest thing. And we are so grateful to everyone, family, friends, classmates, United Cajun Navy, everybody that's assisted us. We appreciate you. There's not enough thank yous that we could say or give to you, but I just, we just want to know. We want an honest, thorough investigation. That's all we're asking for.
Do you want to say about who Nolan was, and then we'll talk about that?
Nolan is a person with a big heart. He's loved by not just his family, but the community. He's a born people person. He really developed a bond with his baby brother because both of them play the same position. So he was really understanding the business side of the sport, which is football, and understand that it's not just a game you play. So the stuff that I was telling him, it was kind of starting to sink into him, and he was really getting more in depth into it. And I could see as he did that, his baby brother really started getting more into it as well, as far as being more focused, because he saw, well, if my big brother is about to go do this great thing.
Shout out to Charles Hobson for the $5 cash app. Once again, shout out to Charles Hobson. Charles Hobson, I salute, chat. Appreciate that for the $5 cash app. Salute, chat. Appreciate that. If y'all want to support, donate, cash app is also on the banner, or super chat, or y'all could get a membership also. Once again, shout out to Charles Hobson for that $5 cash app, man. Appreciate that.
Then I want to do this great thing, but I want to do it better. That's why that's what made them so like vinegar and oil. It was like they was always at each other, but they were the same. When I look at my youngest, I'll say Nolan, or when I look at Nolan, I'll say my youngest name. So they would train together. I would always say, hey, you did some push-ups, you the one ran some routes. But when you experience it, it won't be foreign to you. You'll have some kind of idea of how to navigate through it. And I think me and his mother, I think we did a great job with that. That's why it's so hard for me to believe that he would choose to stay on the island. It just wasn't his character. It wasn't his character. So Nolan is the funniest kid in our family. Speaking of the time she was talking about, yeah, we leg dance, but that's my. He was like, I'm hurting there, but I said, Nolan wants you to be the best he can be. He would want you to outdo him, and whenever you feel like you're in a bind or having some kind of problem, call on your brother, talk to your brother. My twins, the loss of a younger sibling is hurting them. They have to figure out how to navigate through life without them. And my daughter Carly, with her being away, it's really hard for her because she's not around family now. So she's out on her own, doing life like does, but she's doing it on her own. So she has to do this by herself. We're here, by phone, but we're not there in person. So she really has to draw on the people that's around her when she's not home. So all together, my family, this is going to be our new norm. He was the jester in my court, and yeah, he will be missed greatly, not by us, but by the whole community.
That shit crazy. It's crazy how we getting Carmelo Anthony's story. Now we got another one 2.0, bro. That shit crazy. So many loopholes in the story. Pause. You got them talking about, oh yeah, we just left him. He volunteered to stay with others. The key word others. Come on, let's get 3 more likes, man, to get a 200. Do me that favor, gang. 3 more likes to 200, because we ain't done. Let's continue. 3 more likes to 200. Come on, smash that. Come on, man. 2 more likes. Let's get there. Yeah, it's a crazy world. Definitely is. See, money. Them clear folks make so many excuses and cover That's a fact. When their hands dirty, I'm trying to tell you, bro, that shit is crazy, man. The other son was playing football, and them boys was getting ready to be great football players. I believe that too. Or somehow, some way, they was gonna try to make it, at least chase their dream. They done took that shit away from them. But the other brothers gonna try to chase their dreams though. Why would Nolan? Why would Nolan stay on the island by himself? Them clear boys really thought his parents would believe that shit. That's a fact. Believe that BS, right? That's a fact, Christine. That's a fact. That's what I said. Shout out to their family not sticking with that 52 fake out ass narrative. Oh yeah, your son stuck on the island. He drowned. Now what? Nigga, our son ain't drowned. We know our son. That nigga athlete and he know how to swim and he don't take drugs. Now we all can say we don't know what our kids be doing. Know what I mean, behind our back. But come on, most of the time we know our kids though. Come on, especially by 18 years old, 19 years old. Come on, you gotta know your kid by then. He said, look at this one. If they did it, if they did it was more than the one person, but everybody knew about it. Like like it was their parents said he go to every year. That's what I'm saying. They say that Nolan, this ain't his first rodeo going to the island. I'm assuming he went last year or the year before. The way his mom spoke, like he been there like one or two times before this trip on the third one. So I'm assuming he probably been there one or two times the way his mom spoke. I don't know how many times Nolan been there, but his mom actually said that he been there before with the same individuals. So this ain't the first go around from Nolan. So I don't know, man. He said, "Was it 17 smoke cloud and then we saw it." Now that's a fact. They messed with the wrong parents and they thought they was gonna sit down and let that rest. That's a fact. That's exactly what they thought. Let's continue though. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel.
Young white men who happen, one black with three young white men who happen to end up with his phone, happen to end up with his keys, then there's just too many questions that they should not be closing the investigation. Now, I'm from Brooklyn, so I'm a little different than some of y'all. I was built different. My nose is out here, my eyes are here, my brain is here, which means some things I could smell before I could see and before I can figure out. This does not smell right. So some people are saying, Reverend, are y'all bringing in race? Well, we're not bringing in race, but we're not discounting race either, because we don't know what it is. So to tell us don't rush to judgment saying it was racist is fine. But then I'm telling you, don't rush to judgment saying it was not racism, because we do not know. We do know what these parents are being told, and what the parents have now shared with us does not make sense. He was
Exactly. Talk to them, Rev. Talk to them. Talk to them, man, because it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. It just doesn't, bro. Let's continue though. Let me download this right quick. Because I want to end it off like this. We got this Caucasian woman. She went kind of viral with this. And a lot of people in the chat got their theory on what happened. I see some people throwing them KKs. I ain't gonna say the last K, you know what I mean? But y'all know what I'm talking about. A lot of people been throwing that in. A lot of people saying like, yo, this is some ritual shit. I mean, written, I mean, some sacrifice shit. I mean, allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly. They say it was some sacrifice shit. They might have, I mean, sacrificed them for them. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people got their own opinion about this shit, to be honest. Some people were saying, I mean, they might have played games and this and that, but when you got your own folks actually saying things like this, and the reason why I'm bringing up this clip right here, because this is one of their own. This their cousins, this their brothers, this somebody, their sister's son, this their side. And like we know our sides, they know their side. And they know how their culture are, like we know how our culture are. If you come from how your culture is, how the household is run, if you come from the urban, suburban, whatever. It's all about the culture. And when I hear somebody from their culture speak, I kind of listen more and shut up because they know their culture more. and they can understand what's going on. They could give us a better explanation on what the hell is going on here, because we don't really understand their culture if you haven't been around their culture or been around them people. So when you speak to somebody that's from their side, you got to sometimes sit back and understand what the hell is going on here, because they might be dropping some gems, because we won't know. We ain't in the house getting loopy with them niggas and hearing Tom and Ben and all them niggas talking crazy. Nah, we ain't in that household. So sometimes you gotta listen to somebody that actually come from the household, or actually kind of similar from the household, or just come from the culture that they actually come from, the same culture. You just gotta understand what they saying. Sometimes I sit back. Some people just stroll past them because they're not black. Nah, let the white folks talk too, because they understand their own also. And this particular female said something that caught my attention. I'm gonna be honest. Peep this shit out.
I learn about the Nolan Wells case, the more I learn about the Nolan Wells case, the more I'm convinced that it was a Klan initiation ritual. One kid's parent is a judge, another kid's parent.
Hello. I just heard that. Well, let's go back.
Parent is a. The more I learn about the Nolan Wells case, the more I'm convinced that it was a Klan initiation ritual. One kid's parent is a judge, another kid's parent is a lawyer, and another kid's parent works in the jail. Happens in Mississippi on the 250th anniversary of our country, not to mention all the black people that have been found hanging from trees and the big group of white masked men marching on the Capitol. This is all Klan activity. The racism in this country disgusts me, and it's a big reason why I'm no contact with most of my family. I don't talk about it on here, but I have a black brother, and my mother raised him to believe that racism isn't real. I pretty much started fighting with my family and going no contact with them when Kyle Kaepernick took a knee, because that's when all of them started feeling comfortable in their racist skin.
Racism still exists. Racism is not going anywhere. Racism is taught and being passed down from Paw to your grandfather, great grandfather, to his granddad, to his dad, down to you. People can sit here and talk about, well, I ain't never had a racist experience. We all, especially Negroes, have had that racist experience, indirectly or directly.
Let me play her part back.
The more I learn about the Nolan Wells case, the more I'm convinced that it was a Klan initiation ritual. One kid's parent is a judge, another kid's parent is a lawyer, and another kid's parent works in the jail. Happens in Mississippi on the 250th anniversary of our country, not to mention all the black people that have been found hanging from trees and the big group of white masked men marching on the Capitol. This is all Klan activity. The racism in this country disgusts me, and it's a big reason why I'm no contact with most of my family.
Y'all think she got something going on that first fact that she said? It could be a KK thing, allegedly. Before I get out of here, that's the reason why I played that video last. Because a lot of people think that. You got to remember the connection that these kids got, their parents and everything. Their parents come from that. That's Mississippi. That's the Mississippi world and all that type of shit. I'm not from there. But we look at the history, documentaries, and everything in front of our face. We got to assume that's exactly what the hell's going on down in Mississippi. Shit been going on since the 1800s, that part. I'll sit back and wait. But that kind of caught my attention when she said that. I said, yo, this lady might be on point, to be honest. But what y'all think, man? We've been here about 2 hours. We had to talk about it. Like I told y'all, when it comes to this case, we're going to go live. I want to hear y'all opinions in the chat also about this. And yeah, I'm up out of it, man. I want to hear that. He said, yeah, Robert Lewis said she racist. Hey, yo, Robert Lewis, you ain't right, yo. Allegedly, yo. Hey, Robert Lewis, yo, this dude bugged out. He said, nah, man, Smoke, she one of those too. Yo, let me get out of here, gang. Y'all be wilding though. Y'all be cracking me up in that chat, man. Y'all bugged out. Yeah, he said we're streaming with chat. What you talking about, El Chap? Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Yeah, definitely. We'll be back on tomorrow. Y'all know the vibes, man. Robert Lewis, though, that was funny as hell, though. He bugged out. He said, nah, she down with them too, Smoke. She the same. But let me get up out of here, gang. Been here about 2 hours, man. I'll be back on later. I'll probably pop up later. So just make sure y'all keep y'all notification bell on. Be back later. Be back tomorrow. Y'all don't never know when I pop out. So, but till then, it's your boy Smoke News TV. Do me a favor. Follow me on Subscribe to the channel, smash that like, smash that hype. The hype button is on the 3 dots. Hit the 3 dots. You're gonna see the hype. Smash the hype button also. Share the video also because you know this is about Nolan Wells. We trying to bring this shit to the light. So, but I'm up out of here again, man. It's your boy Smoke News TV, man. Salute. I'm out of here, man. Right, he bugged out.
Yeah. This is Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Let's get to it. Smoke News TV, where the truth gets revealed. Every headline getting peeled, every rumor getting grilled. Hip hop industry drama, every deal. If it's making noise, then you know I'm in the field. Smoke News TV. I sit back and wait on it. Cause the truth always rises when the smoke starts clearing. Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Breaking down the latest. Every story got layers. Everybody got opinions. I'ma do the homework first. Looking past the captions, digging deeper than the surface. Cause every viral headline don't determine what the truth is. Beef, contracts, albums, interviews. Who's making power moves? Who's just chasing views? Some call it gossip. I call it research. Connecting every dot before I give my first words. If it's solid, I'ma say it. If it's weak, I'ma call it. If I catch somebody moving funny, that's nasty work. Close Smoke News TV. We back in the bill. Smoke News TV. We back in the. No bias over here. I just call what I see. Whether legends or the rookies, everybody gets reviewed. Culture over clout, that's the code I live by. Every episode, another conversation amplified. So yo, if you're rocking with the movement, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel and hype your boy up. Every time the smoke rises, you already know where to pull up. Smoke News TV. We back in the building.